Yeah, last time we were on stream, we did stop at like at some action scene, didn't we? Ippy, can you share it on Discord? Somebody? For some reason, Discord is just loading. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem where Discord will just load and you gotta like restart the computer. I don't understand what that's about. It's only been happening for a couple weeks. It'll act like a little bitch. Alright, pop out my chat. And you know what? I thought let's hang out tonight real quick. I was gonna, I don't know, streaming's a little rough, but hold on. Alright, so recently I hopped on AMC Plus through Roku, and I checked out the most recent episodes of The Walking Dead. Last, with part 2, I binged them all at once, and it helped to enjoy it more. And I binged 6 episodes over like 4 days, I think.
Enjoying the view.
And
No, go to hell!
yeah, the game has a nice look to it. I wish they would update it or patch it with 60 frames per second. Oh, I thought I would auto jump down and slide. You gotta hit X. Anyhow, so I jumped on and I watched like 2 episodes of The Walking Dead
Stop shaking! Don't let
around
it get
breakfast, and then the next day watched 2 more, and then I just watched 2
Go
today.
back. You could still
And
do this.
I gotta say, it's a bit of a toss-up.
Enjoying the view.
I know some people are enjoying it, some are obviously not. I've seen a lot more positive stuff with it, yet the positive stuff still isn't, yo, this is what I want for the last, you know. And I think that's the problem with where I'm at. I'm watching The Walking Dead, and I'm just thinking, how, like, this is one of my all-time favorite TV shows. How am I looking at this? Like, I'm looking at Daryl and Carol and Maggie, and they're figuring out what to do, and they're doing shit, and I just don't give a fuck. Like, how am I watching The Walking Dead and I just don't care? Like, I don't give a shit. And my personal opinion, I feel like the writing fails in numerous levels. Like, they made a big deal with Eugene and Max and all that shit. They know they have a limited time. So what did they do when we first get to the Commonwealth?
They did that.
We fake out Max.
Huh?
Why? Why would you do that? So now Eugene has to re-fall in love with Max, and since and this is all last, you know, part 1 and part 2 stuff. Since
The murderer must be close.
since they already did it, they redid it even faster now. They have like 1 scene. Like, I just don't care. I don't give a shit. And then it's weird because they're using comic book stuff like Sebastian, but then they just ditch it and go a different direction. And at the end of the day, I'm watching it, and you know, I don't hate it. It's okay. For if they would have went more in depth with the kind of the work camps and this idea and shit like that over a couple more seasons. Well, not a couple more, but maybe like the work camp and all that was in its own season. That could have actually added something totally different aspect. Like, part of our group hunting down the work camp location, and the rest of our group in the work camp. Like, that might have added something interesting.
Faster!
However, in this, obviously, since they only have a couple episodes to introduce the work camp and then, you know, do a revolt, everything is so quick. And the dialogue is, like, even when characters interact with each other,
Oh, so we're done.
and it's a big moment where they
give you a
talk,
game.
you know, talk them up and hype them up and do all this shit. It's like so basic. The courtroom scene, I had secondhand embarrassment with that because the girl was like, this great lawyer was like, well, what about this audio recording? The girl just was like, it's fake. It's fake news, bro. It's like, it's fake. And then she just kind of stares at her. Dun, dun, dun. And I'm thinking like, wow, you fucking blew that one, Like these are people writing courtrooms, and I don't even think they've watched a single solitary court proceeding. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would bring experts on, they would argue the points. In this, it's just like, so we heard this recording. What do you think about it? It's fake. Dun, dun, dun. And then come to find out a scene later, the crowd is like, yeah, you got her with that one. And I'm thinking, what? What? What are we doing here? Anyhow, I paused it because it looked like she's about to get knocked out and taken to a different location, and I get frustrated with stuff like that. Let's see.
Amicia, no!
Stay where you are or you're next.
Or the rats. He saves her with rats. That'd be cool.
Last lesson. If you want to be reckless, be better than that.
Ah, Hugo!
Look at that. Reinforcements.
Damn. You fucked, bro. Yeah, the atmosphere of this game is real good. Like I said, I wish they patched it at 60 frames. Also, the
Calm down. They're gone.
fighting style, the combat mechanics, it's a letdown.
No.
It was charming in part 1.
We did it first
When
time.
you were like looking for something new and kind of interesting and different to play.
What are you doing?
But part 2 just feels like a
Amicia!
letdown. Like I said before, when I'm in that
Amicia,
That
what
mode?
are you doing?
and
What?
and
What are you doing?
I want to sit down and chill with a little more slower paced game. I think this will be an alright game to throw on. But outside of that, it's frustrating how it is a, what did I call it before? A something and a trigger. It is a, damn, what did I call it? Like a trap and a trigger, meaning all the combat mechanics
How
will.
about we go out to sea?
Oh man,
Just
what
the
did
two
I
of
call
us.
trick and a trigger?
Let's go find your
Like
island.
it triggers animations, so it's not fluid. I don't like that. All right, what up, Phantom Knight? Oh, I got a trophy. Huh. Participation trophy. Rock on. You're happy I'm streaming. Well, I'm happy you're happy. I'm happy you're happy I'm streaming. How's that? Final season episodes don't feel final at all, so disappointed. Yeah, and here's the thing is they know damn well. Well, there's a couple things. I think when
They don't know how to pilot a
there's
boat.
just so much where I look at
Let
the
me read
franchise and I'm like, what are you thinking? Like recently,
Yeah, all right, Hugo.
I want to read the chat a minute. Recently, we got shown that they're gonna leave a landmark in Georgia where they were filming, where Alexandria was. And what's the landmark? 2 metal walls. They're old walls of Alexandria. However, they have the Commonwealth's Outpost 22 on it. And it's so fucking dumb. Who came up with this idea? I know who. The person who says, let's leave a landmark, but we have no money. Here's $50. Leave a landmark, a reminder that The Walking Dead used to film here. It makes no sense. In the comic, there was like this badass statue of Rick. Massive statue. All right, you could do something, imagine Rick, Daryl, Carol, something like that. Like even a little iron, bronze, whatever. Like something cool that fans can go to. Maybe there's so many characters you didn't want to do that, so you did something like an epic zombie coming out of the ground. I don't know, fucking anything. But that would cost money. Instead, they leave 2 metal walls that used to be in Alexandria. But the biggest insult, and I think I've even seen an actor on Twitter be like, Ezekiel was like, nah, this is not it. but the walls have the Outpost 22, the Commonwealth, which is like a symbol of you were conquered. So and not only that, the Commonwealth is such a shit show, small part of The Walking Dead as a whole. So the reminder of filming in Georgia for 11 friggin' years, 12 years, whatever it was, 11 seasons, 12 years, is the end of the season Commonwealth outpost wall. Like, who? Like I said, they didn't have any money. Anyhow, I just think that even if it was like just two, like the Alexandria walls where they wrote the names, and you can see Glenn's name scratched off, even though that was a small portion in the show, I think that would have been a million times better than simply, Outpost 22 Commonwealth. I just find that so damn dumb. And the final episodes don't feel final. I think once they heard they were final, they should have dropped whatever they had going and ended all those storylines with done something totally, I don't know, just so much more tight. We shouldn't have been wasting time with Sebastian and Lance and all. That was all a waste of time. Fucking waste of time. Oceanside, all this shit that is just a total waste of time when all is said and done. We could have gotten so much better in its place. And but with that said, like for final episodes, if it was its own season, I probably would have been like, yeah, all right, that's good, okay, good, but let's see where it goes. But the truth is, you get so many of these characters that we know they're not dying because they got shows and spin-offs and they're in talks to do more, and they're facing death. Like they pull Negan out. They're like, we're gonna execute you. I'm just saying, no spoilers, but I'm just saying, no, you're not. What are you doing? Like, Eugene's on trial. He's gonna get executed. Get the fuck out of here. No, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just name characters like Carol, Maggie, Daryl, Eugene, Negan, and it's like, no, you're not. Now, Eugene doesn't have like a show, but I just highly doubt he'll get got. I think there's only really a handful that can get got. I don't think, because they have this weird thing with checkboxes, I think I'm going to say Aaron is clear simply because if it was in the middle of a season, they can kill gay characters, but they get a lot of slack for it. So because it's the end of the season, I think Aaron's in the clear. I'd be shocked if they killed him off. However, I do think the only possibilities is like, I don't know, man, Gabriel, Rosita, but then again, that's weird because they broke up off screen. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't add anything to the show. What are you guys doing? Shit's weak. It just feels like another bog standard generic show. Just happens to have people we know. Yeah, Negan's redemption story is really weighing on me as The Walking Dead has just become, and you can have generic entertaining shows like Prison Break was a very fun yet a very by the numbers generic show. Here's setup, here's payoff, here's cliffhanger, here's this, and then they have they bring in the super mean guy, but then they bring in a new villain, the previous villain that's charismatic and interesting and the wild card. You grow to love him, but he's still a villain. You know what I mean? But he becomes one of the clique, and because there's a new villain now, like Negan's redemption arc isn't anything. It's by the book TV. And they did it in the comic, and it actually worked to a degree because Negan was kicked out of the communities. He was gone. He was just off doing his own shit, and he had his own story and yada, yada, yada. But this Negan feels like a generic TV character, and I don't give a fuck, man. There's no chemistry between him and Annie or Anna, whatever. I don't see a lick of chemistry there, not even a touch, anyhow. Yeah, any interesting ideas are rushed. Dialogue is so basic, it's like they give it a once over. Okay, this character says you should be better than this, and that's that. Instead of having like season 2 dialogue is incredible. One of these episodes was almost as boring, a one-on-one conversation with flat dialogue over forced mood music. I know I skipped over some. Like, what really got me was Carol and Maggie are, like, sneaking in somewhere, yet they stop and have, like, this character heart-to-heart. But the way it's written, the show and story and plot and flow of the story comes to a screeching halt to have, like, this 4-minute, like, cry and whine. At that point, I don't care. Like with Max and Eugene, like there's these chunks that I don't give a shit because there's, especially when they're in mid-mission, is not the time to sit down and talk. And I think the writers force it in there. They need to have these character moments, or they feel like they're forced to have these character moments, but they also want to have the action. So they'll literally just have them in a room and take a break from. You're sneaking into a heavily fortified area. Now is not the time to have a cry on your shoulder moment. Fuck out of here. Anyway. Oh, the game audio is loud? Thanks, Expert Fusion. I noticed that as well. I was going to mention that. It is a bit rough.
They're the smartest people I know.
There, let me know how that is.
It's bleeding again.
Yes, we should fix that before it gets infected, I guess.
There's water over there.
Yes.
Lance is... wait. Instead of trying other things up, they introduced some weird Lance Pamela thing last minute, which won't go anywhere. Yeah, that is dumb. I already seen that and where it went, and I just... Whatever. Lance's moment was underwhelming. The lack of mentioning Rick Grimes is horrible. Every episode is predictable, and no major character have died with only 2 episodes left. I gotta agree.
It's a two-teeth island.
I was second guessing myself
on a
of
painting in Vaudin's
not
laboratory.
reviewing episode per episode on the main channel, but I think it was for the best because
I'll do it.
I don't think it's improved.
gentle, please.
Even these, I see a lot of positive comments, but I just think it's barely scraping by. I mean, even when it's good.
Already?
If it was a new show, and here's what blows my mind. If I looked at it objectively like a totally new show, I wouldn't watch it. Even with zombies.
come on,
As a
sir.
huge zombie
We
fan,
need to find your
I
island.
wouldn't watch it. The dialogue is too basic, too simple. The trainery is too boring, too the same. I appreciate in the premiere, I think it was the premiere, I was like, oh, okay. We're actually getting somewhere with seeing more that, because they're in like a car chase, Negan and Daryl and yada yada yada. And I'm thinking like we're actually seeing a little more of the world. Nope, that's the premiere. Immediately after that, we get the usual shots where it's like at a certain angle, there's just a brick wall. It's in close, tight shots where brick wall, and then you knew it was coming, but repeated scenes taking place in sewers. I think now I'm like 6 episodes in, and Daryl's like, I know how we do it. Let's go down into the sewers. In the premiere, they were out in the world, and I'm starting to think like, all right, maybe this last 8 episodes, they move the budget around and we're getting a little bump, Nope. The fucking locations are ass. They have a cool car chase shit, and then I think in the premiere they go in the sewers. They're like, they're all around us. What if we go down? I'm telling you, they have a sewer set, indoor sound stage, and they constantly reuse it and just kind of move around how it looks, because there's no fucking way why these goddamn characters keep going into the sewers repeated. I think that they went in the sewers like 3 times in the last six episodes. In what world does that even make sense, Anyhow, I think even the one sewer in the premiere looked like, I don't know, such a terrible generic sewer. Like they had one afternoon to put it together, slap paint on it, and it was just like, generic video game sewer. Anyhow, but that's what we got again. And the Commonwealth is so boring because it's like real life. You know what I'm saying? The locations, anyhow. Did you notice the train fight and Eugene trial are all in the same location? Well, what do you mean by that? Because the Eugene trial is indoor. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, the train fight when they were jamming the train tracks, that's outside. I don't know. Help me understand that. I don't know how I would know those are the same locations, unless you're talking about some behind the scenes stuff. I don't. In that case, I didn't check out any behind the scenes shit, unless there's like an establishing shot that I might have missed. Okay, AP said, Ronnie, the audio is awesome. I still have a little bit to go because that tinge echo is a little too much, so I got a little bit more to go. But you also said, wait, regular streaming schedule, or are you still moving in? Well, that's something that I think we're gonna have to discuss. I can't do a regular streaming schedule, at least not every day. To be blunt with it, it's just I just can't sit here and ask people to like pay me regularly to do it. I have to just break away and do. Because when I go out and work, like I said before, I go out and work, get $150. I just can't sit here and go, okay, I'm not working, I'm streaming, so I need $150 to replace what I got in work. I just refuse to do that. So I just can't stream regularly. I was thinking about picking 2 days, maybe like Wednesday and Friday, and let's hang out. Just fucking hang out. And if we get support, we get support, and we can, put it towards equipment. What I really need is a webcam at 60 frames. So we'll start slow. I got to trail back. Same thing with the map channel. I was going to do a live stream there coming up, talking about the future of the Flaw vs. All, and see if we can bump up the Patreon. And if not, I'm just going to have to pull it back and work for a good chunk of months and then come back when I can. Because right now with the move and all, it run me ragged. So I really just have to grind. Like, I just got to go out and hustle. You know what I mean? That's just it. So anything regular is done. Because I know you asked again. Back to streaming schedule or still moving in. At this point, there's nothing consistent. I got to go hustle. We're going to be here whenever I can to hang out. So, because I see AP, it looks like you asked like, 2 or 3 times. Hope that answers it. They did it for Breaking Bad. They made statues of Jesse and Walter. Yeah, I mean, they did that in real life. But and I was talking in the comic, it's in the world, you know what I mean? Like for the characters. But it's an example of, like the Breaking Bad one, they could have done it in real life, similar to that. Because I think they're only like 7 feet, 8 feet tall. So it's kind of like regular size, but a few feet bigger. You get what I'm saying? They could have pulled it off. But I was using the comic example, which is like in their world. It still would have been cool to maybe have it in their world, but leave it so it's also in our world. I always liked that idea ever since the last one. I love Prison Break, but it was made for TV. Yeah, Prison Break was definitely made for TV. Laugh aloud. They just write their outline beats right into the dialogue on script. Yeah, when Yumiko went to Mercer and was like, that was the moment where I noticed the dialogue. I've been noticing it's very weak in the last few years, but that was the moment where I noticed there's no hope. They are not sitting down and thinking, how can we make what she says and what he says, like he gives his side, she gives her side, and it is like a gut punch of, like a hard pill to... No, it's just like, you need to be better, do better. And she walks away. And then all we just get is like, let's fuck shit up. That's it, Go back and watch it. And again, people shit on season 2, but remember what the dialogue was like. You were on the edge of your seat just from a conversation in some old guy's living room. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was like, whoa. Anyhow, they've turned Negan into a beta. His nuts were clipped seasons ago. That's another thing where they get there and they build up Negan and he's like, I need you to get my back. And they want to do something, but they take this Negan element and they're like hyping him up. I used to know what kind of man he was, but you didn't do shit. Like you did like one of the lamest story moments possible, where you just did. Fuck, man. And again, it's like it's by the numbers, copy paste. It's so basic. They had to have just said like, we don't have time. Whatever, as long as it's entertaining, the actors will ham it up. Just get this. They told the writers, just get it done. That's it, you know? And they extended the season, so they're using the same budget. For anyone who doesn't know, the reason why it's season 11, part 3, is because they can incorporate all their shit from season 11. They don't, like, if they go into a new season, then it means a new budget, new this, new that. You got to look up the finer points of it. But because they can make it season 11 when it should be season 12, they can keep the budget from season 11 and just extend it. So if you want to know why it's shit, well, that's why it's shit, you know? How did you feel about Sebastian? I thought it was pointless. Variant walkers are a desperate move. I think having different walkers, it's when you start off a story, having different walkers, like The Last of Us has roamers, lurkers, clickers,
We can't
bloaters.
risk those mercenaries again.
When you start it off like that, you're kicking the world off with different ideas for what to do with the infected. But The Walking Dead didn't do that. The Walking Dead said, shit, we're desperate. We need anything to get more people interested. All right, smart zombies. Let's not get it twisted. That's what they are. They just can't make them super smart, because that would really break the flow of it. But for now, it's just desperation. Now, I think part of it is a little bit better. Like, I'm against zombies using tools. So, like the old Romero movies, even as a kid,
How do we get to an island?
I hated how zombies
Once
used
we know
guns,
where it is.
pumped gas.
Doesn't
Like, I
Mummy be
fucking
angry?
hated
She
that.
won't be pleased,
The
but
more
don't
human
worry.
you make a zombie, the less cool it
Do you
is.
think those bandits
Because
will
the
follow
reason
them?
a zombie is
No,
cool is
they'll be
because of
safe.
how not
But
human
they
it
have
is.
no
It is
weapons.
literally
They'll
just
flee or
gnashing
blend
of
in,
teeth,
Hugo.
an eating machine that just eats,
Wow,
walks,
look at
claws,
those
eats.
flowers.
Zombies
Yes.
can climb. You know, zombies
Come
can
on, you like flowers.
do instinctive things. That's fine. But to just go, yeah, suddenly we have these certain zombies that can open doors.
But
It's like,
what if they're both
you should have
snakes?
just kept it from season 1. You
Hugo.
already did it. Just keep
Do
it.
they know
I understand
how to
why
swim?
they
They'll be fine.
didn't, but
Promise?
I think the
Yes.
current day variant is just
Wait.
desperate.
You see that tree? I'm sure I can
Have a
reach
good
it
night,
faster
AP.
than you.
Now? Why?
Because you're a little chicken.
I'm not. You are.
Show me
Angel
then.
Negan's been
3,
nerfed. Yeah, he's been just too nerfed.
1. Hey!
What is this?
Going to be a chicken.
Ah, no, don't start bleeding again.
I'm bleeding.
It'll pass.
This is cool. Nice big area.
Oh,
It's not funny.
sorry, but it is. Oh, did you hurt yourself?
No. Oh, look.
What is it, yo? What is it, Mike? Angel, I lost hope for the
beautiful
Walking Dead
feather.
finale for All
So
Out War
soft.
with Rick and Negan running
So
around a tree.
blue.
Yeah,
It must have fallen from that nest.
the
up in the
finale.
tree, see?
The great finale
Yes.
of the
We'll
All
look for other
Out
nests.
War.
I'm sure we'll
I
find
remember how
feathers.
hyped I was, because that was when I got in. Well, I got into the
I'll
comic
make you
when
a bird.
A nice
Negan first
bird.
arrived on scene. That's probably why
That
he was
reminds
one of
me.
my
I
favorites.
found some pretty
Like I had
flowers
the
when I was
Negan
out with
statue,
Lucas.
and like I got
Do you want
into
them?
the comics
I think I
at
prefer
issue
feathers
98,
Oh,
right before Negan
Fine.
showed up, something like that,
That was
and
a
97, 98,
was.
and
It's still hurting you.
No.
I think
What hurts the
it
most
took a
is-
year to get to All Out War. So by that time in real
That's a
life,
nice chicken.
I was
You're
really
too
into
kind.
getting the comic,
Next time, I'm
reviewing the
letting you
comic
in.
Oh,
once a
no.
month. All
Next
Out
time
War
I'll
was
crush
2
you.
comics a month. That was awesome. You know, the story was cruising. It was pretty damn cool. You never knew what was going to happen. Negan was a real character. He could die at any moment. He could, I don't know, he could win, lose. He's going to do serious damage. You didn't know where the story was going to go. I mean, it was fucking awesome. There was a couple parts that were iffy, but once we got to the show and they fumbled all the way to the end and we got a whole bunch of guns that did a puff of smoke and 2 men running around a tree. I think I couldn't even fathom it at first. I remember kind of being like, I felt like it was supposed to be epic, but
What is it?
what did we just... What
It
the
sounds
fuck
like
did
a
we
mass.
just see, man?
There's a church here?
We'll see. What is that?
A market?
No, we're too far from a city. But the chants are coming from there.
Maybe they know about the island.
Yes.
This is different. I wasn't
We're going to
expecting
ask.
to run into a village. Once I got out of the city, I honestly thought
Hello.
we're gonna be doing some
I do
puzzles
something
and
for you?
shit.
Hello. Yes. We're trying to find our way.
Why are people
Yeah, I
saying?
hope this isn't a lot of walking and talking
Because it's
in
mass time.
another city.
We're on a pilgrimage, so we pray for the success of our journey.
Oh, you're on your way to Rome.
Exactly.
I'm desperate,
And
but I
you?
think it's still cool.
Where are you heading?
Yeah, it
To
could
an
be
island.
cool, and it you know
don't
it
know
could be a
much
cool
about
thing
it.
that came from a
Our
desperate
leader,
action.
Pero, he knows the region
I'm
well.
fine with
He'll
it
help
being
you.
in there.
You'll
It's
find
just
him near the ruins. He's the one leading the mass. Though you should.
if
rest
you
a
got
while in
somebody
the
who
shade. You look
is
hurt.
saying
Yes.
shit,
Thank
put
you.
something
Thank
in
you.
because
You're
you know
welcome.
we need more people to watch. It doesn't give me a lot of faith that they're gonna really truly capitalize on it. Even now,
Why
I
are they going
mean,
to Rome?
they're doing
Because
like the
next year
very
is the Jubilee.
basics.
It's a very special
A
year.
door handle
Let's
moves.
try to find this
Oh
Pero.
shit. One climbing up. Oh shit. So I admit there's a level of it that's kind of cool, but they gotta step their game up. They really have to make those scenes very intense. A door handle turning
Careful,
just doesn't do
children.
anything for me.
Not too fast.
May the weather stay fair.
I think another thing is everything that jumps out from the variant zombies
It smells like
were
stew.
shown in trailers
You have a
before
good
in the show.
nose.
Everything.
I'm hungry now.
Everything.
How
You know?
shocking. Come on.
The doorknob, the hand, the ripping the face off and seeing it wasn't a whisper. All of it. Every little cool beat in that moment was shown in the trailer ahead of time.
walked so much.
That's another thing too. The trailers are
Will we
ridiculous.
see the Pope in Rome?
Maybe, if we're lucky.
I have
There
zero
will be
interest in what
thousands
I'm
and
doing here,
thousands of
but
people
I don't
there.
want to.
Janine,
I don't
do you
want to
happen
miss
have
any.
salt left?
You're out of
Any
it
loot.
already.
It doesn't look like
There's
there's
even
any
more of us
loot
with that
around,
last
but
group. More plates
wanna
mean
miss
bigger
anything.
pots.
yeah, what are we doing
Hello.
here?
Oh, hello.
Was there anything that made you think of possible CRM connections, like to olive drab painted Commonwealth vehicles? No. No. I didn't get anything where I was like, oh, you know, maybe a Commonwealth.
There's
Outside
a
of the fact that
Pero at the back.
people have been talking about a Commonwealth / CRM
It's finished.
for years now,
We'll wait
ever since
here.
they.
Thank
So unless it
My
is a
lord,
definitive,
I draw nearer to you.
like if we heard
Protect
a
these
helicopter
humble
and maybe
pilgrims on their holy
saw
journey.
something like in
As
the
they
trees,
seek mercy in these
I would have been
times
like,
of darkness,
"There's a chance."
and
But
receive the prayers of the weakest.
I don't know.
Amen.
I think it's just more
Amen.
military
You can go
style that they
Thank
went
you.
for.
Amen.
Amen doesn't mean thank you, you know?
Ah.
Let's talk to him.
Many. Well, here we go.
Hello.
Well, I don't know if that's I don't know if that makes sense, El Jefe. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be real with you. It sounds like you're just mad at it kind of sounds like you're mad at fans that don't love it as much as you do. Because there's a lot of like just anger coming. Listen, you said It sounds like fans are, and you're saying you're not talking about me, just certain people that you see online. You think certain fans are wannabe critics who still wouldn't be happy if everything they say they want to happen actually happened. I mean, it's kind of hard to quantify that because we're talking about people who want to enjoy one of their all-time favorite shows. I mean, these people don't get anything out of hating. I'm sure that you're going to find haters out there. Even when the show was at its prime, I always got comments, saw comments that were like, this show's trash, you know? And I didn't even pay him any mind because the show was on fire back then. It was picking up, new viewers every week. I mean, there's no way you can be like, oh, that show's, it's just not for you, you know? But, I mean, you got all these fans that have left. All millions. How many fans watch the show up now? 1 million? You know what I mean? And that's being generous? No, seriously. What is it? 1 million, 2 million? I don't know. Someone look it up. Well, I think it was Fear the Walking Dead fell under 1 million. I forget now. I might be mixing it up. But somebody can look it up. But my point is, even if it's 2 million, whatever, The Walking Dead used to bring in 8, 10, 12 million on the regular. I think it was up to 17 million at its highest point, or one of its highest points. 17 million. Down to 1 million or 2 million people. Those are not people who just want to be critics. Those are people who no longer love a show that they were in love with. Not all of them, sure. Some of them, they just watched because it was popular. That's it. Honestly, that's why you see spikes. Spikes are not genuine. Those are people who, I'm hearing hype. Yeah, it's good, but it's not priority for them. But we had about 10 million people watching. Like, now we're down to 1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think some people could be what you're referring to, but we're talking the minority here. The honest truth is, it's just not what where their interests lie. It's not feeding what makes them satisfied as far as the show, and that's just it, you know. And yeah, El Jefe, you're right. You said, I just think there's always people who hate just to hate. And there are, and there always have been. Like I said, when The Walking Dead was at its highest, I always got comments from the same, I kid you not, the same 20 people. I would remember their screen name. That's how often they commented on a show that they called trash week after. And we're not talking like, I like this, I didn't like that. We're legit talking, this show is shit. I don't know how you watch this. I don't know how anyone watches this. And a lot of people would be like, me included, would be like, why are you here? And I would often get the, well, I want to hear Ronnie's opinion. It's like, I don't know, man. I mean, there are people who will hate it just to hate it. But in its current state, I think that is the very few minority. The people who are going to hate it just to hate it are usually found when shows are peaking in popularity, because then they see it everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. They see it advertised everywhere. So it's more relevant. When shows become less relevant, that's why you see such a drastic drop, because not only do fans fall off, but hate watchers fall off. People who watch because it's popular fall off. That's why you see such steep declines when it comes to the Walking Dead shows, because it's not just fans who are interested falling off. It's the whole consumer base as a whole, that ecosystem. Season 11 poster looks like they added background characters but forgot to paste Rick in front. Yeah, it also looks like they did some sort of filter. It looks so weird. I meant the trail takes place at the train station. Meanwhile, you have a train fight with the survivors. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you mean. I think I read that wrong. You know? Oh, I feel you, El Jefe. I'm just saying, I think there are people like that, and you'll often find them online. Not you, but like honestly, if a person's only discourse with a certain show, like The Walking Dead, for example, is only found online, you're more than likely to find those surface level opinions. Because I've noticed I've talked to many people in the real world about The Walking Dead, and opinions on it vary greatly. I know a lot of people who are, they're, yeah, it was good, it was okay, and, I'm still watching it, but it's just not priority. And you'll see that it feels like a great pool of them that have a genuine response to whether they watch it or not. Those people that you see with odd comments like, it's trash, I don't know how people watch this anymore, I don't think I've ever found one of them in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you see a ton of those on the internet, you might be inclined to think, yeah, I think fans are just haters, but the reality is it's those people are probably the minority of it. I'm seeing viewership dropped from 17 million to just under 2 million. Okay, it's under 2 million. I remember it went low, but I couldn't remember. I think it was Fear went under 1 million. It was like 700,000 or something. It might be World Beyond, but that doesn't matter. I think certain fans just can't accept that something that's I think certain fans just can't accept they like something that's overwhelmingly disliked and admit it to themselves that they trash garbage in their entertainment every now and then. Upside down face. Well, I've come across a lot of people who genuinely get mad when they like something, like Halloween Ends, for example. And this is ego. I mean, I've talked about and reviewed movies for years now, as like not a job, but like, because I'm not a movie reviewer, but just as a hobby, as interest. I've come across a lot of people who genuinely got pissed if you did not like something that they loved, and you can tell that they're like hurt. They're fucking angry that you didn't like it. And this isn't just with me. You can see it on every movie reviewer's channel. People that like Halloween Ends, for example, like I said before. And I think the reason, my personal opinion, is they tie their ego to it. Think about it like this. If you were like, oh my God, the Halloween Ends, I loved it, it was brilliant, and you walk out and I'm like, that movie was so fucking stupid, those people automatically relate, boop, boop, I liked it, thought it was brilliant, he called it stupid, so now my ego, he's calling me stupid, i.e. I'm stupid because I liked it. That's not how it is, though. I mean, I'm sure there's a handful of people who will argue back and forth, but when it comes to me, I could be like, that episode of The Walking Dead was stupid. Somebody else can be like, I absolutely loved it. I don't go like, oh, there's some sort of logical, intellectual defect there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, well, you liked it because you stupid. No, it's just there's certain elements of it that satisfied you that just didn't work for me. It's just that simple. But you'll find quite a few people who, in my opinion, their ego is way too wrapped up in the movies they like, the shows they like.
And welcome. You're new here.
Yes. Well, actually, we're a bit lost.
And where are you going? Not to
And
Rome,
there's
obviously.
there's nothing wrong with
We're looking for an island. It has 2 teeth, and there's a bird, and a small
and there's
lake,
nothing wrong with
and flowers.
defending
It's
a show that you
probably
like.
an
I
island
mean, that's the
with
part
two
of
large mountains. We were told you could help us find it.
two people discussing,
From
the show I
memory.
like, show I don't
But
like,
I
why I
have
like
an
it,
old
why I
map of the
don't like it. And
Mediterranean
there's
Sea
nothing wrong with that. It's just
Do you want to have a look?
those
Yes,
people that
thank you.
tie
That'd
their
be
ego
perfect.
to it. You'll notice. Because they're unhinged at times. If you come across them, you'll know it.
We're looking for a boy and a girl. The girl has killed several soldiers. She's armed and dangerous. By order of Count Victor of Arles. We're searching this camp.
Wait,
I
I've
know a guilty look when I see one. But whatever you've done, I won't give up a child.
Did we? No,
Come with
there's
me.
no way we get, because I got the trophy. There's no way we got here. That must have been in a trailer, because I remember that little clip.
We need to get you
They
out of
must
the
have
camp.
had that somewhere.
Follow me closely. Try to blend in.
What's going on?
Make way!
blend in. I got a kid, a crossbow. I'm bleeding out of my head. How am I gonna blend in? You know?
We haven't done anything.
Off topic, but I know
Any new pilgrims recently?
you're a horror fan. I think you're a Friday fan.
people
Did you see
coming
the
every day.
screw attack
telling
death
us?
battles?
No, but
Jason vs.
Well,
Freddy.
like
I
this.
have not. No.
I'm trying.
What's it called?
we're all
Screw
judged
attack?
eventually.
I'll be honest. I don't watch. I don't know what that is.
Slowly.
Do they do
more-
character fights?
Children. A girl
I think
and a
I
small
did
boy.
watch something back
not sure.
years ago.
There's
Wasn't that
so
like
many of
Bat
us
in the
now.
Sun
Then
though?
think.
I'll look it up.
Hey, be careful.
Part of the reason I only watched a few of those is just because
Hide under that
sometimes
cover
they
see
would
you.
be.
I'll handle them.
Sometimes it just felt like a fanboy wrote it. You know, you'll catch a character that's like extremely deadly, and they'll get beat up by fucking Batman. I don't know. And it's like, okay, come on now. We know Batman's your favorite. But I'll look it up, because I genuinely am drawing a blank on Screw Attack.
It's better than nothing. Let's go and see. You heard him. Be on guard and keep your eyes open.
Good idea.
Do we go now, Amicia?
Not yet. Wait, there's signal.
Hey, you!
Me?
How long have you been with this
The way's
procession?
clear. Come. Calmly.
Let's go.
Oh, back it up. I'll tell you the truth, El Jefe. You say, wait.
You'll find a path to the sea on the other side of this pen.
Oh, I was about to say you're gonna lead us to die, bro.
Thank you.
Be careful.
I'll be honest with you. AMC, as far as I know, I haven't looked recently, but they have not released any numbers from AMC Plus. I could be wrong. They could have done it, but I know when I was paying attention to it, they didn't. And that only means one thing, in my eyes. It's low. It's too low. If it was high, now I know they have like shareholder meetings and stuff, so it's likely been discussed, and maybe it's become news. I don't know, but I think the AMC Plus definitely has viewership, but also with that, you have to look at people who are watching it on Plus that
My head.
don't necessarily pay for it.
Yes. Yes. I'm dizzy.
Like, for example, I watched it, but they won't get a view from me because I watched on someone else's account. Because I'm not paying for AMC Plus. You know what I'm saying?
The dangerous one. Killer on sight.
I know a number of people are like that as well. So
Yes.
that gets tricky.
We have to keep moving.
I guess the only way to really tell if they don't
Looks
release the
like
numbers
a quarry.
is how successful the franchise is
It's
after.
dark.
You know?
I don't know if there's another way.
Seems
Let's push
interesting.
inside.
What are we doing here?
We must not stay in the open. All right, let's get to work.
Oh, shit. But I can't upgrade anything. That sucks. Damn. Wait, what's this? Oh, I got a crossbow. I can upgrade that. Shooting a softer metal for the limb of the crossbow will... Wait, choosing a softer metal for the limb of the crossbow. Did I say shooting at first? Okay. Will enable Amicia to reload much faster. Let's do that. In my head, I think I said shooting. I don't know if I said it out loud. I might have. But that sound, I was like, wait, shooting a softer metal? Alright, I'm done here. I think we can pull... No? How do I get up there? Is this... No? Wait, there's a chest up there. Right? Might be a... Yeah, right there. Yeah. That's like a secret chest. One of those...
Don't know. Hold my hand
Shit,
tight.
hold on.
Did you really kill soldiers?
Can I
Yes.
go that way?
I lost
Damn.
myself.
You didn't tell me.
I
Damn.
was ashamed. Now stay focused.
Alright. I want to know what's over there, because we fell down that way. Let's go look. Oh, there is a chest.
We'll make it. Now we know where the sea is.
I want that
doesn't
other
matter.
chest too.
I want you to be safe.
Yes. I'm working on it.
Alright, I picked up a weapon that allowed me to... wow, I'm loaded. That allowed me, I thought, to recycle stuff I couldn't pick up. So why isn't it letting me do that? Yeah, where's that? Equipment anywhere about using workbench. Yeah, right here. A recycling tool is helpful for breaking jars. Oh, okay. It's not all. Never mind. Alright. That is salt. What is it again? I don't know what that is. Oh, saltpeter. I read that as like salt pepper. Speaking of Jason, did you hear they're making a Friday the 13th prequel series with Brian Fuller attached? Yeah, I don't care. You know what? I'm going to give it a chance just because I'm a Friday fan, but there's a couple problems here. One is, I don't mean to be a dick, but I don't give a fuck about Pamela Voorhees. Sorry. Unless it leads into Jason Voorhees soon, and it can't. Because the show does not have the legal rights to use adult Jason with the hockey mask. The way the lawsuit broke down, there are two people who own the copyright to Jason. One is the original writer, who now has, I think that's the guy who's doing the TV show. And then the other is Sean Cunningham, who was the creator. And he has a producer, maybe, and he has producer-creator the rights to adult Jason, but not Pamela Voorhees, if I remember right. Alright, how do we get... Can I send him in there?
Go on, Hugo.
Oh, I can't. So the show is going to follow Pamela Voorhees without adult Jason with the hockey mask.
It's open.
Yes, could it eventually get to some type of adult Jason?
From the city.
Sure,
Yes.
but how long do we have to wait?
They were nice.
They looked nice, but they were not, believe me.
I'm still willing to give it a chance though, because they might take that character and do something like bam with it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I just picked up a tool. I could have used that to recycle. You never know. You really never know. Oh, I did recycle. Nice. I'm just very doubtful. Plus, that Brian Fuller, didn't he do Hannibal? And Hannibal was a show I did like. I really liked season 1. And I thought season 2 was alright, but it was mid. I don't know what else to call it. There's a few different, like there's soap operas, which is bottom of the barrel. That's like trash TV. Then you have like CW. And then you have like the mid, which is, it's not really mid, but I don't know what else to call it. It's like above CW, but not quite Breaking Bad, you know, The Walking Dead in its great heyday. It's not quite like these polished, fine-tuned shows, like the acting and the everything in it. And Hannibal, I thought that was its biggest downfall. With Friday the 13th, though, that might end up working because you need a little bit of wiggle room, since it's a little more ridiculous and playful. We'll see, though. We got a while to wait, right? Like, I genuinely like Star Wars prequels because they were my childhood, but I have no problem admitting they're not good and just happen to like them. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way you can do it, in all honesty. I mean, listen, I love Batman Returns, for example.
Alicia,
Fucking love it. Batman 89, Batman Returns.
Can't stop now.
But
Don't worry about me.
they're not the same as modern day Batman movies. The original dark, Batman, I had a conversation with a friend, and I talked about this on stream, but Burton Batman movie is literally like taking the Adam West TV show and making it dark and gritty. That's why, I mean, when you watch the TV show and then you think about it and rewatch Burton Batman,
I feel them.
it's so kind of incredible in a way.
I can try to
And I still
feel
adore
better.
it. Batman
You sure
Returns,
about this?
I love
Yes.
them. But
Don't
I will
worry.
admit,
Fine. Careful.
they have problems. You know, like they got some cringe. Hold down to create a oh shit, this is new.
I see them. They're here. Soldiers.
Hold on.
Wait, I think
The rats. They can feel people.
oh shit. I think they did that
I can too.
in the first game.
A noise. Like an echo.
So where are they?
Close. Coming. I can do it again if you want.
Got it. Let's go. Careful.
Ugh.
Open, soldiers! They're trapped in here. They can't go back.
Where are the workers? This mine isn't abandoned, is it?
I don't start with your bloody superstitions. They did that, the bastards.
Let's move on.
Yes, we need to get out.
No doubt.
So does that mean I oh I see. I was about to say, does that mean I still have an arrow? Like 1 arrow, 6 fire? No, that's not how it works. That sucks. That sucks.
I'll find who did this.
Yeah, I feel you on that, Cody. I wouldn't really keep AMC Blood. I know my friend fucking played a nice little joke on me. My buddy tells me, because he knows I love the original Interview with a Vampire with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. And my friend was like, bro, did you see the Interview with a Vampire TV show? I was like, nah, man, that looks, nah, that's not for me, you know? And he was like, no, that shit was slamming. Fire, man, you gotta check it out. So I was like, man, maybe I will. I started playing some, and I was like, this is gay as shit. I mean, this is uber gay. Oh, he saw me. Fuck me.
Ha! Fuck! They can't escape! Shut them down!
Yeah, it was not my cup of tea. I can barely tolerate straight romance. Like, I'm just not, I don't give a fuck about 9 times out of 10, I don't care about love stories. I just don't give a fuck.
Damn it!
Let alone 2 vampires. And they just have like a weirdly, they have a, like they're trying to mimic the movie. And some of it you can see like, oh yeah, I get what they're going for. And then some of it just feels like they're mimicking the movie, you know? Yeah. Let's go, buddy.
I see them! This way!
We've been seen.
Gotcha.
Calm me out!
Wait, what? Fucking what? That's it. Any we're gonna shut her the fuck down. I do want to get more stuff brought in here. Tame this echo. I do have some foam that I think I could utilize in this corner to help tame, not corner, but I got like a bare wall right in front of me here. I think maybe if I tame that some, bring in some of the extra boxes, because I am going to load up. I do have a number of things I do have to get rid of as well, sell off. So I'm going to bring it all in, set it up, and then start going through it. 89 Batman was cool as fuck, though. Yeah, it definitely was. Definitely, I still love them, but when you rewatch them, yeah, like Batman Returns, something I didn't notice as a kid, why would I though, that I notice as an adult that is a little distracting, but also it's got a charm to it. They filmed Batman Returns on, I think, almost exclusively backlots. So when they're in like town center or lighting the tree, or Batman's like rolling down this, that's like a studio backlot. So they put up like, fake buildings, and you know what I'm saying? Like they got like the composite shots when they do skylines, or if they do like the flying, and I don't know, some of that I just, Soft Batch, you just jumped on when we were ending. But hello, Soft Batch. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to see a young messed up Jason. Soft Batch. I will be doing my best to jump on earlier tomorrow, though, for an hour. So I don't know if you're around or want to hang out tomorrow, but I'm going to do my absolute best to jump on then. Yeah, I think without Jason, it doesn't make sense, because keep in mind, unless they change it drastically, Pamela Voorhees doesn't start killing that we know of until Jason drowns. Now, as an ultimate, as like a huge fan, I think I would be fine with a twist that. But then again, this is like a big deal, because losing her son like broke her, So I would be fine if they had her, kind of starting to fucking kill people before her son's even born. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you'll be around? Awesome. But in the same strength, I think it would be great. And here's the one thing that I want now until forever for them to keep in Friday the 13th. No more he's in the woods on his own, he died. Like, no more he died, he drowned. I know that was like the whole twist of the first movie, but knowing that Jason comes after, it doesn't make any sense. So when I watch the original movie set, I just assume that Jason does drown, and I talked about this in my review, but the EMS is able to revive him, but he's never the same. He's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in a way, when she's talking about like my boy drowned and blah blah blah, like a part of Jason did die. Like he's just more quiet, more stoic, make that relationship with Pamela Voorhees and Jason even more complicated, but even more twisted. But make that be the case, and she shields him from society by telling the people that, yeah, he drowned, so he died. And she keeps him in a cabin, and she keeps him away from people. You get what I mean? That fits so much better in my eyes as a fan than he watches her get killed and he's living in the woods until he's a grown-ass man. This way he can grow up with her around, and she can get revenge and kill counselors and yada 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 for a few years. They shut down the camp, reopen the camp, blah, blah, blah. And then Jason's like 19 at this time, and he witnesses his mother get her head cut off. But he's at a distance where he doesn't quite, it's not like he's 10 feet away in the woods. I mean, for me as a fan, that would be like, great. Set it up. Go for it. Angel said, will we get a room tour once you're settled? Once we're settled, I could probably lift up the webcam and spin it around, Outside of that, it's not big. Like I said, we moved into a smaller place, so I'm splitting my office setup where I do my editing in my bedroom. So I got my office, my bed. Juliet has her own room, totally, so she's good. Should even jump into no chairs and shit. Yeah, creating your own comic is great. I mean, if you have a friend that's great at digital artwork and you got a story, characters, and an idea you want to rock with, I think it's fantastic. I mean, if you're doing digital also, starting off digital, because obviously hyping it up and getting sales and yada yada yada. it's going to be rough going at first for anybody. So if you can get word of mouth going digital and post your shit up as like a webcomic, I mean, that'd be great. Just remember, if you're doing it a webcomic, I've seen this done before, never publish it never print it in a webcomic. Always make it so one day when you print it, it'll look good. Otherwise, you're going to have a hell of a time printing something that you finalized for the web, because it's going to be a mess. But I gotta roll out. I'm actually fucking beat, man. I am gonna get a little bit more put away, though, and I don't know. We'll stop back in tomorrow, and then later, I know I gotta try to get to the bank, because I made some cash today, so I'm gonna try to throw some cash in, and I want to get that Resident Evil DLC. And then maybe this weekend we can throw the DLC on. I think that would be great. But I'm going to get going. Thank you very much for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, check out a Discord link in the comment box. And tomorrow we'll shoot for a little earlier. Let's say between 5 or 6:30-ish. Because I don't think I'm leaving anywhere tomorrow. Oh, fuck, am I? Oh, God. Oh, something's always coming up. We'll see. We'll see, though. All right, because I know the next day I am going somewhere. I'm taking my daughter to the movies. I'm going to try. So, all right. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.